For this next video, I'm going to show you how I've done their little faces, and I've used this pale beige, but any brand would be fine, and then a little bit of cadmium red. So all I've done, after you've traced the pattern, you just remembering to wet the area that you want to paint, letting it absorb into the fabric so it's not just a droplet sitting on top. Get it all absorbed. Depending on how thick you want that to be, I'm still going to water down the acrylic. This is a pretty runny acrylic. It will fade again and it will get lighter as it dries. So going around. I went over the line a smidge, so I'm just going to dab it down. Again, it won't really matter. And when you're doing you're going to go over the pencil line with the embroidery thread. Right, so then all I did to get the cute little cheeks is the tiniest little bit of red. I'm just going to do a few dots on this to show you the different ways this might bleed out and what to do with your towel, and also just to remind you that it's actually worth having a really good play with it on some scrap fabric before you start your pattern. Okay, so I'm going to water down a little bit of the red and just using the pointed tip, or you could use a round brush, it's up to whatever you've got. Just doing a drop on. And you can see, I'll try and do it bigger, it'll bleed out quite a lot. So just that little couple of drops and it's started to bleed out. Now if you didn't want that to keep going, just get a bit of paper towel and dab it down and stop it from going any further. You could let that dry and then add another layer later. If you wanted it darker straight up, you could just get more acrylic and less paint, dropping it on, just watching what happens with, it's literally allowing it to bleed out on its own. And that's how I did the little cheeks on the Christmas elves. You can see this one's going more, I'm just going to stop it from going any further. A little bit more to darken it. And that's that. For this next little bit, I'm just going to pop two different greens down. These are Jo Sonia, and I think mostly used by people that do folk art. I always thought they were for that, but sometimes I've used them on other paintings. Wet down the fabric again, making sure that the droplets aren't sitting on the top. Let it absorb a little bit. You might want to use your paper towel. And then, oops, wrong end. I'm going to pop a bit of water down the green a smidge. Just want to show you how nice it comes together with two different greens. And I used, not sure what colours exactly, it's in the pattern, but you could make your own green using either like a black and a yellow, gives a nice natural green, or classic blue and yellow. I prefer mixing a black and yellow to make green. So you can see you can actually, not overly fantastic, but it shows the effect. So let me show you now. If I want to water down this green, just by adding more water to the paint, it'll run out. Got a little bit of control. right back. And then you can kind of see, I don't want to dirty my finished product, but you can kind of see on this how that I've done that with a couple of different greens, and it gives you that subtle natural look. So I'll just come in here, just show you. It's pretty. I'm going to do just a random leaf over here. And I didn't water down the background, so that will probably crack, but it's not for a finished product, so it doesn't really matter. And a bit of this pine green, the darker green,